So hello, good morning class. I am your reporter for today, Ryle Villamor. And today I'm gonna discuss you the importance of communication when it comes to research proposal. So research proposal format. Your proposal serves to persuade your readers about the significance of your research. Hence, your research proposal must be supported by adequate data and information. The format of research proposal varies among fields, but most proposals should contain at least the following elements. So the first is title, the second one is abstract, the third is introduction, and the fourth one is literature review, the fifth is research methodology, sixth is gathering data, number seven is data analysis, and number eight, the citation. So first, let's talk about the title. This is your name of your research proposal. It should be clear and describe what your research is about. And number two is the abstract. The abstract is the short summary of your proposal. It tells what your research question is, how you will do the study, and what you expect to find. Number three is the introduction. Here you introduce the topic of your research and explain why it's important to study. In addition to introduction, this section discusses the following four relevant ideas of the research study. So the first is topic or subject matter. Topic or subject matter. This is the main topic of subject of your research. It should be clearly defined and elaborated upon using various paragraph development methods such as classification, description, giving examples, process comparison, contrast, and combination of the methods. Number two is importance of the topic. This refers to uh, the role issue plays in one's life and the benefits derived from it. It may also include legal bases such as laws, decrees, and constitutional provisions related to the topic or highlight its historical background. Number three is reason for choosing the topic. So this is what motivated you to choose the topic. It could be a problem or an unsatisfactory condition that you experienced or observed in the environment, and you feel the need to improve this present situation. It could also be a strong curiosity about a common or uncommon circumstance or something about to prove an expert's theory or opinion. And lastly, the purpose of the study. This is your goal or objective. It should guide you in what you want to find out, investigate, look into, determine, or probe. It may also include the relational for your study. These four ideas help give clarity and direction to your research study by defining your topic, explaining why it's important to study, outlining what you motivated you to choose this particular subject matter for investigation purposes.
The fourth part of research proposal is the literature review. When we say literature review, it refers to the provision of the background and context of the research problem. It is also used to support your research question with abundant proof from credible sources. So basically speaking, we should make sure that we only cite and review our related literature and credible sources only. So research would be reliable as well. The following are the purpose of literature review. To sum it up, it is used to compare and contrast the factors and findings of your research to the other researches. Chapter 5: Research Methodology. On the other hand, research methodology is considered as the heart of the proposal because it's where the activity should be described with as much as detail as possible. Also, it is where you will present what method or decided how is your research question being executed. In addition, the research methodology should be aligned to the type of research you are conducting. For example, on, on Chapter 6, Data Gathering. Data gathering, it is where the planning of research methodology take actions and effect. So here, The schedule, the scheduled time and date, the target respondents, and the quantity of the respondents must be established. There are two important parts of this chapter. First is the source data, which answer the question who is the target respondents, the teachers, students, the parents. The second one is the process of data collection, which answer the question how. How is the information gathered? By giving and retrieving questionnaires or by interviewing. All in all, data gathering must cover the 8 parts, which are the following.
It looks like you're outlining the various components of a research methodology. Here's a breakdown of each component. Respondent of the study. Define the target population or respondents who will participate in your study. This could be a specific demographic group, professional, patient, etc. 2. Sampling techniques. Choose appropriate sampling techniques such as random sampling, stratified sampling, convenience sampling, etc. to select participants from the target population. 3. Instrument use. Select data gathering instrument like survey, interview, questionnaires, observation, protocol, or experiment based on the research objective and the type of data needed. 4. Construction of instrument. Develop or adapt the chosen instrument to ensure the effectively capture the information needed for the study. This involves designing question scales, prompt of tasks that are clear, relevant, and unbiased. 5. Validation of instrument. Validate the instrument to ensure they measure what they are intended to measure. This can involve pilot testing, expert review, psychometric analysis, or comparison with established measures. 6. Administration and retrieval of the questionnaire. Plan how the questionnaire or data gathering instrument will be administered to participants. This could include methods such as in-person interviews, online surveys, mailed questionnaire, or phone interviews. Also outline procedures for collecting completed questionnaires or data. And last, 7. Data gathering procedure. Describe step by step how data will be collected, including instruction for participants' data collection, timelines, ethical consideration, and any special protocols or procedures. This section should provide a clear roadmap for implementing the study. By addressing each of these components in your research methodology, you'll ensure a systematic and rigorous approach to data gathering and analysis.
Magandang buhay everyone, my name is Darwin Tranquilla and I would like to discuss my report about citation. The citation gives credits to the source of information used in the one works and related your work to previous work. It acknowledges the use of other people's opinion, ideas, theories, and invention. Your source can be cited in the following two ways. Number 1. Reference, a list that includes all the literature you have cited. Number 2. Bibliography, a list that includes all the literature you have studied for your writing whether you cited it or not. Follow a specific format for citation section as instructed by your supervisor. A citation can be written in either APA, MLA, Chicago, or Harvard style. References and bibliography are included in it. Citing is important as you're required to cite the ideas and concepts that you include in your work that do not belong to you. The source must be cited if it's not your original idea, concept, regardless if you summarize, paraphrase, or use direct quotes unless this information is considered to be a commonly known fact. Articles are scholarly works published in academic journals, magazines, newspapers, or online, providing in-depth analysis, research finding, or commentary. Citing articles includes authors, title, publication date, journal name, volume, issue numbers, and page numbers. Books, theses, and reports. Books are comprehensive information sources, authored by individual and published by academic or commercial publisher. Citing books requires author's title, publication date, publisher, edition, and page numbers. Theses are academic documents such as master or doctoral thesis written by students for their degree, presenting original research finding or analysis. Reports offer detailed analysis based on research, investigation, or survey and can be published by various entities. Citing reports requires authors, title, publication date, issuing organization, and reports number. Chapters from edited books. Chapters from edited books refers to individual section or contribution within a larger edited volume. Edited books, also known as anthologies or collected works, are publications that bring together contribution from multiple authors, each contributing a chapter or section on a specific topic. When citing a chapter from an edited books, is important to include details such as number 1. The authors of the chapters. This refers to individuals who wrote the specific chapter being cited. Number 2. The title of the chapter. This is the title of the specific section within the edited books. Number 3. The editors of the book. These are the individuals responsible for compiling and editing the overall volume. Number 4. The title of the books. This is the title of the entire edited volume. Number 5. Publication information. This is include details such as the publisher, publication date, and relevant page number. Number 6. Additional information. Depending on the citation style, APA or MLA, additional information such as edition number or DOI may be required. Accurate citation information for chapter from edited books helps readers locate specific contribution within the larger volume, ensuring proper credit from authors and editors involved.